Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about Big Brother 24. We got a doozy of a week this week.
We just had quite the eviction. That's right. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support the channel on Patreon if you'd like at patreon.com/nerdtainment. There's a link down there. There's merch.
Oh my God, I didn't get my assets ready, you guys, but there is a 15% off sale starting today all the way through the weekend for Labor Day. And we've got some new designs up there. Go check it out. Get yourself a sale price. Come on.
I saw that tie-dye. I saw the Instagram promo. Tie-dye.
Yes, they just released 4 new colors of tie-dye.
This rainbow thing.
I'm in love with the rainbows right now, so that's what's happening.
Love it. Love it.
Get on board, okay? Yes. Hi, everybody. What's up? Y'all, I'm under the weather, so I made David stay away.
Yeah, and I said, thank you, I will. I don't want what you have. Not that we know what it is, but
got me some sort of bug, y'all.
So I'm like, nope.
Nope, none to that.
Can I ask a question about
Please.
Last night? I think they answered it for me in the episode, but I just want to confirm. Terrence is the MC host? Or whatever, the host of the Veto comp, right? And he goes, nothing better for movie night than some Bros Rosé. And I was like, feels like it should be Brosé.
It's Brosé.
Okay. And then he said it later. He said it right. But I was like, they didn't make him redo the intro, or he said it wrong.
But no, they titled the comp Bros Rosé because the title of the movie is Bros, so they couldn't take out the, integration.
Got it.
So they ruined it themselves.
They did.
It should be Brosé. Hello.
Yes.
But
they should honestly be releasing a wine for the movie called Brosé.
I'll drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How gay was that episode last night?
Woo, it was gay.
I was
Michael
bored.
Was fighting for that video. He was like, I am gonna see this movie. I am gonna see this gay rom-com.
Comp is in a rainbow. There is a gay rom-com, you guys. I was like, am I still watching CBS? What show am I watching?
I was shocked that Bros got the placement on CBS.
Shocked. What? Shocked that they took it, and then they sat in a room and were like, what are we going to do with this? Like, they went all in, and I give them credit for going all in.
And I also just love actors who are aware that Big Brother's a thing, but they are clearly reading a script. Like, they are just reading a teleprompter. Billy Eichner has no idea what he's saying, and he's like, the script doesn't make any sense. And the producers are like, trust us, it will, to the viewers of Big Brother.
He could not have looked more awkward.
I know.
He was like, where do my arms go?
Yeah.
I was like, you've hosted before. Hello.
He was like so robotic. I'm like, is Zingbot here one episode early? Like, what's happening?
Like, what happened?
Billy Eichner honestly would make a really good Zingbot. They should think about that.
Oh, yes. Hopefully they kept him around for this week coming up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just had to throw that in. Ooh, yes. We're so close to 8,000. Thank you, Alan.
Come on, you guys.
Let's get it.
If you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit the button. Help us get to 8K. Come on.
Subscribe for gay comps on Big Brother.
That's right.
Give me all of it. All right. Well, but what we're really talking about tonight is tonight's episode. Thursday's episode is our live eviction. And they set us up last night. They said it's going to be a doozy. And they got into it real quick.
Yeah, they were like, so we're going to cover the whole house meeting and all of that tomorrow. We can't fit it all in to this episode.
No, and I appreciate that they did spread it out. I mean, it's a lot to try to cram into an edit.
Yeah.
They already can't show us everything.
Yep. Right away, Kyle and Brittany. Kyle's pulling Brittany aside why didn't you come to me first? It's just like emotions right away, because like, I mean, it was intense the way they wrapped up last night's episode where Kyle goes into the DR, takes off his microphone and is like, something's happening and it feels weird and whatever. Like that was intense. So we were like diving right back in and he's like, why didn't you come to me? And she's like, I tried. And then they do roll the footage of them in the bathroom where she does have that conversation with him. And it clearly when they replay the footage, you're seeing it not register with him, you know, like she's saying like, we shouldn't assume. And he's like, yeah, but you know, like it's not really clicking.
No, he's doing that. Yeah. Like nod where you're like, no, he's not hearing it.
You're not hearing it. No.
Mm-mm.
But then, you know, she's crying. He's not crying in this conversation, but we get many tears from Kyle in this episode. But he's very sort of like, okay, I hear you. I get it. You know, he's not really like coming at her except to say like, couldn't you have come to me? And then he's like, do you think I'm racist? And she's like, no, I don't think you're a bad person. And what, you know, this is just the beginning of intense conversations.
Yeah, at this point, he does not really know what's happening other than the conversations like we started to see yesterday were bright and early. Michael like got up early and was like, I got a job to do today. And so it takes a while before Kyle even gets word that this is possibly happening. And that's when we see him run to the DR because he knows exactly what the conversations are. He said them. They were his words. He knows. Right. He runs to the DR. And then he was in the DR for hours, you know, upset. And then they have to like get all the house guests together to do the movie thing. So they're like, hey, time out, guys. Michael's got to grab some people and go up to the movie. So then half the house is missing. And Kyle's like, hey, Brittany, can you fill me in? So like he's just starting to get pieces of it at this point. So then he goes to talk to Monty and Terrence, who were not invited to the movie. And they're like, yeah, we heard some stuff, bud. We heard some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle... I don't know. I thought Kyle, at least what they showed in the edit, like I haven't been able to keep up on the feeds as much, right? So I don't know the full context of these conversations, but what they showed, like I thought he like navigated these conversations pretty respectfully. And, you know, just laid out like, here was my thought process with what happened. I'm like understanding now how wrong it was. But like, I just want to try to explain what I was thinking. And Monty, I think very reasonably is like, okay, you know, I maybe hear you about like the me and Joseph thing. Like, yeah, we were close, Joseph and Taylor. Okay. But like me and Taylor, like there's no reason that you would have thought that we were.
Jasmine and Taylor, Indy Taylor. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Monty comes from a very hurt place because Monty and Kyle thought they were like Final Four. Monty's like playing for Kyle. And this is what Kyle is saying behind his back. Like Monty was genuinely hurt. I mean, we don't see as much of Kyle being defensive and arguing. They kind of do skip to him hearing what the house guests are telling him and getting to the apologetic part.
Yeah.
Again, they can only show us so much. And this is, you know, what they chose to show us. But I do really appreciate Monty and Terrence like doing their best to hold his feet to the fire at this point and kind of try to explain why his thought process was harmful. And, you know, Terrence at one point was like, I felt played. You listed Joseph, Monty, and Taylor as running it because of this race theory, like so played. I shouldn't have got Joseph out. I should have got you out.
Right.
We're like, what, Terrence?
Yeah. And it's like these kinds of things happen all the time in Big Brother, right? Like that's part of the game is like framing other people as like they're running the game. We got to get them out and all of that stuff. But obviously this is just a charged conversation because it was all race-based, you know? It was like, these are the people of color and they're running it and like they're working together because they're people of color. You know, that's why this is like such a challenging thing. But like, it was interesting watching it all go down because people are like, you lied to me. And I'm like, well, yeah, like it's Big Brother. People lie, you know, but it's just, you got busted lying about something that's
with a little
really
extra
sensitive. Yeah, really
behind
sensitive.
it. Yeah. Ray, thank you for the super sticker.
Ray.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But then we go to what I
yes.
thought was a really interesting conversation, because honestly, this is where my mind went during last night's episode. But Monty, Terrence, and Turner is also there. And Monty's like, why did they hold the info from us for 2 weeks? What's the deal with the timing of this?
Timing is interesting.
And I was wondering the same thing.
They were like, let's go ahead and get everyone together so we can, talk this out.
I mean, I was kind of glad Turner was like, house meeting, y'all. Like, enough with the telephone. Like, these conversations are too nuanced to be like, well, saying this over here and then this over here. Let's just get it all out in a house meeting. And then, again, like I can't fault anybody for like doing their best to navigate these conversations. But Kyle's like, Michael, can you like start and explain da-da-da-da? And then Michael starts and Kyle's like, well, let me just jump in.
Yeah. What I meant was I should just start this. Yes, Kyle, you go right ahead. Please, Kyle, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, as house meetings go, I feel like this was the most respectable house meeting I've ever seen.
Yep.
I was floored that this was a house meeting. No one got up. They all stayed seated.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone raised their voice.
No. They're all walking on eggshells because it's such a delicate conversation, a delicate
conversation, and it's a game. Everyone is just like,
I honestly felt like the biggest thing that we saw in this edit was Kyle being like, I had a final 2 with Turner, and Turner's like, God, dude, like, leave me out of it. Like, what?
Hold up. Wait, what? I mean, Kyle did preface like, sorry if Dame's gonna get thrown out here, and then he just like throws out a final 2. The house meeting was not on the feeds, but later Turner was like, why do you have to blow up my game? Why do you have to say my final 2?
He's like, what? I was gonna sit here and say nothing because I don't have to say anything, and now you're dragging me into this.
Artisai, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you.
And then like it's just not clear cut, right? Because Kyle does bring up, which is separate, right? But he brings up, Taylor, you said you would never evict Jasmine or put Jasmine up because she's a Black woman. Like he's making some points. Again, that's like a separate thing than what he was, alleging with Monty, Terrence, or Monty, Joseph and Taylor. But like, she's kind of like, yeah, I did say that, like that is at play in this game. Like, I know Kyle is saying like it's from last season and they're replicating it and we know they're not, but like there are still elements of that going on here. And so it's just, I don't know. It was really interesting to watch them all talk about these things and sort of, and still hold him accountable. Like, okay, even if I was protecting Jasmine, like that, again, that's here.
He's like, I wanted to vote her out. She's like, don't get it twisted, buddy. I wanted her gone. But it did make
I just couldn't put her up.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't put Alyssa up. It's like that kind of thing.
That's true. Fred, thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you so much. You guys are being so generous this evening.
Yes, we love.
Yeah, I mean, he ultimately is going to acknowledge his biases here.
Yeah.
He, blew up his game with Turner. Turner's like, I didn't know anything about the racism, though. I didn't know that part, though. It was just the final 2. Please, on the record.
Yeah. I didn't know about this.
Taylor said something beautiful about like having love but still holding accountable, which I really appreciated that.
Yes.
Because I agree, like, let's not strangle everyone. Let's not murder them every time they do something wrong, but we can still hold them accountable.
Yeah. She's
with
like
compassion.
That's right. I mean, it was awesome because she's like, this is ugly.
Yeah.
I love you and I want you evicted. Like she's like, all of those things are true. And it's possible for all of those things to be true.
Right.
I also, Terrence does call Michael and Brittany out and is like, y'all want to answer for this? And Brittany's like, we would have told you. And Terrence is like, well, now it's too late because Joseph is gone. And, he's like really, that seems to be really like sitting with him in a pretty intense way.
Let me also tell you what else is sitting with him, because it is great that he brings it up about Michael and Brittany holding this information.
Yeah.
But Terrence is going to, after this, try to flip the vote to keep Kyle and get rid of Taylor. So what he's really asking or pointing out is, Michael and Brittany, you ruined my plans to get Taylor out. I've been working very hard on getting Taylor out. How dare you outplay me in this moment and ruin this moment? Taylor is literally on the block, and now we can't get her out. That's really what he's asking. But it is a fair question. And Michael and Brittany are going to, have to address this, whether in the game or out of the game. I mean, I come from a place of, this is absolutely strategic. Michael is one of the most strategic players. I mean, definitely the most strategic in this house. He used this for game, and it's a weird move to use for game, but it's also a very good game move whenever you can shake up the whole house and get your target out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you framed it as like Michael outplayed Terrence here, because that's what he did. Like, in my opinion, this was 100% strategic. Michael was not doing this out of the goodness of his heart of like letting them know all this. They waited for this moment, to tell him to get Kyle out. So Kyle was, using that scenario for game in his way. Michael and Brittany used it in their own way for game, and they got Kyle evicted.
Yeah. They were happy to have Joseph go. That was kind of the point of putting Kyle outside with Joseph. Let him do that dirty work. And then when the tables were turned, Michael was like, no, sir.
Yeah.
I will now outplay all of you guys.
And Jay
Fisher, thank you.
Thank you. Jasmine would say, this situation is harder than a piece of beef jerky that's been sitting in the sun in Alabama.
Oh, shit.
I tried.
It would have been something like that. It would have been. Thank you for bringing Jasmine into it.
Yeah.
It would have been just so sad had we not been able to do that. All right. Kyle is imperfect, he says, and he appreciates all of their support through this. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a veto ceremony, because they're like, we get it. Kyle's going up on the block.
Yeah. And Michael's like,
what's going to happen.
Michael's like, I know I made this about Taylor, Joseph, and Monty, but I'm not going to save Taylor. I'm going to save Brittany. Whatever, she's number one. Okay, so he vetoes Brittany off the block. And then Turner's like, so listen, nothing personal, and I promise it's not about you revealing our final two and blowing up my game. This is just for the good of the house, Kyle. You're at Arena.
Trust me, I didn't want to do this. They're all making me do it. I look really bad if I don't do it.
Yeah.
So you're on the block. I don't know what to tell you.
And then it was, Kyle doesn't stop it. The ceremony ends or whatever. And then he's like, hey, I don't want to isolate. Can I please, are you guys open to me, talking to you for the rest of the week? I don't want to be a pariah in the house. And hopefully I can learn something through continuing to talk to you. And everyone's like, yes, of course. It seemed to be all love at this point. And they were all willing to talk, and there were no hard feelings. So.
Yeah, like I said, some people are going to try to flip it to keep him.
But first,
Kyle and Alyssa. Oh, Alyssa. She's like, he just doesn't seem as great to me anymore.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, he's been lying to me this whole time.
Yeah.
He would pull me close and then push me away. I mean, they had the most toxic relationship. It just jolted her awake to be like, oh, okay. I guess I don't have to put up with it anymore.
Right.
Yes.
I guess again, this was one of those moments where she's in the diary room, he lied to me, he manipulated me. And I'm like, yeah, that's playing the game, but she's having an awakening where she's like, I thought this was something that it's not. And so she's upset and she breaks up with him. And he's like, she's also like, I am done fixing older men.
Apparently this is a trend that she does. She said to him, and I wish they had put this in the edit. She said, I can't teach a 29-year-old things that my parents taught me as a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, that's a good one. Okay.
That is pretty good.
Works. Thank you so much.
Thank you. What is the deal? Everyone is just in a giving mood tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Mood.
Yes.
This edit gave you put you guys in a giving mood. I don't know.
Okay, great.
But
so Alyssa and Kyle are over, and then Kyle.
They did have rebound sex right after this, but
good.
But then the breakup is still on. So
one last time, come on.
One last time. One last 10 seconds.
So then Kyle is talking to Monty. This was like, I started to cry during this conversation.
Right.
When Monty started to cry. You know, Kyle is like on the verge of sobbing, just like totally apologetic, head in his hands, tail between his legs, all of the above, right? And then Monty has tears streaming down his face, talks about his high school experience and how he felt like he would never have a white friend that he could trust. It's just all this stuff from real life that comes into these kinds of situations. And he is like burying his face in a towel, unable to speak at one point. I was emotional watching this.
I know. Monty is just a beautifully spoken individual, and it just kills me to see him talking about like lifelong crap that he's had to deal with. Yeah. When Kyle is like crying because he just got caught with some ignorance, and Monty's like, yes, this is the life that I live, and I don't want to. It just keeps coming.
Yep.
Like, and I do appreciate that this is on the edit now. Like, I'll give Michael that point for otherwise it would never have been on the edit. Because the more we talk about this, the less, little ignorant people running around making these mistakes, let's just all learn and grow.
Right. I mean, that's like, hopefully the benefit of having these like confrontations and conversations on the show and then them airing them is that it's like a learning moment for people watching, every time we hear these conversations, I'm like taking away new stuff and learning and, I think it's like valuable for the audience so much, as well as the people who are on camera. And it does seem like, Kyle's learning a lot about himself and, like the grace that's coming from Monty that, that Taylor showed in the house meeting. Now Monty's like, I hate the way you were thinking, but I still love you as a person,
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they will still be friends. Like they were genuinely friends in the house. And I imagine that will move on. So Monty is going to talk to Taylor and he is going to still point out the timing.
He's like, can't get that off my brain, Taylor. They just didn't tell us for 2 weeks. So now
we were in the house for Brochella with them for like a full week.
Yeah.
And this never came up.
Never brought it up then.
Never brought it up.
Now they've brought it up and we're helping them get Kyle out. Okay. Well, we still want Kyle out. Okay, that's gonna happen.
That's happening.
Listen,
we gotta get Michael out.
Monty's like, here's what's gonna happen, Taylor. If I win HOH, Terrence, Alyssa, fine. They both go on the block. But guess what happens if Michael doesn't win that veto? We gotta take the shot. Okay?
The shot. Look, that's a pretty solid. Race aside. That's a solid move. Michael is the comp beast.
Yes.
At this point is when you definitely start having those conversations. Now, to be fair, Taylor is not 100% on board with this, and Monty is really trying his best to get her on board. She still has a solid final 3 with Michael and Brittany. Michael has been protecting Taylor since early on in this game. This week, no exception. He threw this grenade into the house also to protect Taylor. Like they are a solid final 3. So
yeah,
her going after him isn't necessarily good for her game. There are other people actively trying to get Taylor out that she should be more concerned with.
Like Terrence?
Like Terrence.
Yeah.
Alyssa would take her out probably.
Yeah.
She's not high on Turner's list. Turner just put her up. Like,
yeah. I mean, I do think that ultimately, based on this conversation with Monty, a better final three for Taylor might be Monty and Brittany, because I think maybe Monty and Brittany would both bring Taylor to final two. Like, she's more solid there. But I think you're right that now's not the time to go after Michael if she is going to go after Michael.
Not for Taylor. Like, if Monty wins HOH, absolutely, you do it. If, Turner can, well, Turner can't win. Terrence does it. Like, anyone can go after Michael at this point, absolutely. But Taylor winning HOH and doing it just isn't actually the best for her game. But Monty is trying his best to get her on board with that.
Yeah. And I mean, what a 180 from the beginning of the game with the two of them, right? Like, Taylor was coming to him like, please trust me. And he's like, absolutely not. There's no way I'm trusting you. And now he's like, please trust me, Taylor.
Yeah. But I mean, to that point, like, Michael took her in before Monty did. Yeah. And so she, they're family now. Like, they've been together since early on in this game. Her and Monty have come a long way. He's done some apologizing. They have definitely bonded, but it is a different relationship than what she has with Michael and Brittany.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have feeds?
Are the feeds back?
Yes, we have spoilers. Do you guys want to know? David, do a dance with me. Yeah.
Ready?
Spoilers. Feeds are back and Comp King is reigning strong. Forget everything we just talked about.
This man is going to win this game. He's going to win. He knew he had to win this.
He knows he has to win out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? There's a double eviction coming up on Thursday that he will not be able to play HOH for, and that would be the perfect time to take him out, honestly.
Unless he wins Veto, but he, comp beast. He might be one of the biggest comp beasts in Big Brother history.
He's about to be. I mean, he's passing comp records.
Yeah.
He's one competition away from tying Janelle's single season competition record that hasn't been touched for 16 years. Taryn just tweeted. I'm reading Taryn's tweet.
Whoa.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, who did Seth say? Seth has been psychically predicting each week, and they're getting bonus points in the patron Discord.
Oh, wow. So Seth's the witch, huh?
Seth has been the witch. We thought it was David.
So who did Seth predict was going to win this?
I don't remember. Seth, you have to tell me. All right. That is the spoiler. Let's see. Oh, he said Monty. Dang it. Monty is not winning comps.
I was thinking he was throwing it the whole time, but now I think he's actually.
I don't think he is.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Monty HOH. But luckily, Monty is going to be safe in Michael's world. Michael is going to gun for Terrence or Turner. He had originally told Turner he'd be safe after doing this move, but has since.
Because Turner, really I think, is someone who actually can beat Michael in competitions. So he's probably like, got to get this guy out of here.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Turner and Terrence are on the block, or maybe he's trying to backdoor Turner. I don't know. Might be Terrence and Alyssa on the block.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing here? Where are we in this?
We're at the vote. Kyle gives a beautiful speech where he goes around the room and
say some nice things.
Really nice final thoughts for each of the house guests. Taylor gives a lovely speech, still gives love to Kyle, and he's out, unanimously evicted.
Yeah.
We knew this was coming. Hugs all around. I gotta say, I said weeks and weeks ago when we were first doing goodbye messages, and he was in one of his goodbye messages, I was like, dang, even when he's telling someone sorry, had to get you out, he came off so charismatic and likable. And I think even now, after being, held accountable for bad behavior and saying things that were wrong, he's still so likable on his way out of this house. Like, seems like he's actually going to be friends with these people.
Yeah. This is, I mean, a lot of these house guests come out with this sort of trauma bonding thing. Yeah. I mean, they can treat each other horribly inside the house, and then they're like soulmates outside of the house.
Yeah.
And this was such a just hits you in the deep feels.
Yeah.
Really connects you. I have to imagine this group will be connected for a while.
Yeah. And then, you know, his interview with Julie was like rightfully very focused mostly on the events of the past week. But, you know, I was glad that she brought up, like, you were in a number of alliances. You were in Postpack.
You blew up a number of alliances.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I did do that. And she's like, was that all for Alyssa? And he's like, kinda, you know? There was a point where I just wanted to work with her.
I don't know. He said in an episode, I don't know if it was yesterday or Sundays, I think it was Sundays, where he said he plays offensively. And I was like, that's so true, because you blow them up like a week after you start them, which is a bit early, sir. Like, there's a lot of paranoia, or I don't know, just jumping the gun that happens that just didn't need to happen. He was really sitting pretty. He was in a 4-person majority inside the 7-person majority. Like, he was going to the end if he could have just kept that in.
If he could have just let Alyssa go in the backyard, he would not be in this mess.
That's true.
Out.
Yeah. Julie says Sunday Zingbot will be there. He's coming tonight, apparently. Yeah. Why not with the Veto? Confusing. Okay. And then Thursday is a 2-hour, a double eviction that we have to look forward to. That's the time to get Michael out if they can do it. But Michael is going to win all the vetoes. I don't know that they can. We will see.
Yeah.
I do get to send in my questions to Kyle tonight. Please tell me what you want me to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to ask him, like, why are you blowing up all your alliances, bud?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
you
like,
got to think of something different, you know? Because, like,
I know.
I think we can all kind of guess what everybody's going to be asking him.
Mm-hmm.
What's unexpected a little bit, you know? Obviously, you have to cover some ground, but you know, there are other things to talk about. So,
oh my God, it is too hot for Zingbot to be here during the day. I am melting. It's so hot here, you guys. We're having a record heat wave.
Yeah, I'm sure you've all heard about the heat dome that we're under.
It is so hot. So yes, that makes sense that he would be here at night, but I would still think it would be tomorrow night for the Veto, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not here to question production.
Yeah.
What else? What else did we not talk about?
Double eviction. So, okay. Michael's HOH.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is going up? Terrence and Alyssa?
I think he should put Terrence and Alyssa up initially. And then I think they should think about if they want to take Turner out.
Okay.
Or Terrence. I think it should be Terrence or Turner for Michael's game.
Terrence or Turner. Okay. So let's say Turner goes home. Let's just play this hypothetical.
Sure.
Turner gets backdoored. Who do you think wins the next HOH?
Right. Well, so let's see. A double eviction HOH is usually some sort of boothy, you know, true false, something.
So it's going to be the memory of the game.
Yeah. I mean, that could be Brittany.
Could be Brittany.
Could be Taylor.
I'm going to go ahead and predict a Taylor HOH.
Okay. Let's give it to Taylor.
Yeah. And then, honestly, Michael wins Veto. But who do you think she puts up if Taylor's HOH?
So if Turner's gone, she'll put up Terrence and Alyssa.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's good for her game. Then let's say Michael wins Veto because, like,
Well, then that's easy. Terrence goes.
The house is going to go after. Because is Alyssa just like, who cares at this point?
I mean, she's working closely with Turner and Terrence.
Yeah.
But she's the GOAT at this point, right? She's the one to drag to the end.
Yeah.
She doesn't win comps. She barely knows what's going on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to go after her.
Right. And do you think if Taylor wins that second HOH, Michael doesn't win veto, is she going to take the shot?
It depends on how much groundwork Monty can put in this week, you know?
Yeah.
I know he's trying, but she's not there yet. And it's really hard for you guys have to get in her brain. It's hard for her to take out an ally who has actively saved her when Terrence has treated her the way that he has.
Yeah.
Terrence's behavior towards Taylor is significant, and leaving him in the game and going after an ally is a tough place for her head to go to.
Yeah.
So if he's still in the house, it's a harder sell. But if he first is the one to go instead of Turner, then maybe there's an easier path for her to maybe backdoor Michael.
Interesting.
But I really think it's going to be hard for Taylor to do it. I really think that Monty has to be the one to do it. You know, he needs to pull out one of these HOHs and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Terrence. I mean, Terrence wins things every once in a while. So
yeah, he could. He won a back-to-back HOH veto.
I mean, he did.
Yeah.
It has happened.
It has happened.
Slims is saying it.
All right.
So maybe he wins that second HOH.
We'll see who's the witch this week.
Linda, you think Terrence is going to slide to the end? I mean, if he slides to the end,
that would be iconic.
That's like the one you thought you kept trying to get out, which get him out. Thought we were getting him out, but nope, still there.
Wow, I could have sworn we got Terrence out, but he's still here.
I was really trying, but he's still here, huh? Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well,
that is what I'm thinking. Well, you guys who are hanging out with us tonight after that episode, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes. And thank you for all the super chats, everybody. We appreciate it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Thank you. And if you are joining us later, you can't leave us a super chat. Join us live next time to do that. But you can leave us a comment, which helps the channel. So please do.
Yes,
let us know. Let's talk about the week. You know, let us know your thoughts on these conversations and Kyle and all sides of this issue, and give us your predictions for this double eviction, because I want to know how you think that's going to
happen. Double eviction coming up. You never know what's going to happen. I get very excited.
Yes.
All right. So David and I will be back on Monday, correct? We will talk about Sunday's episode.
Yes, that's right.
David looks like he's about to tell me he's not.
No, I was like, am I out on Monday? No, I was out this past Monday with my parents.
Yes.
So I'm free and clear next Monday.
All right, we will talk about Sunday's episode and the live feed spoilers that we'll have for you then. And then, of course, we'll be back after the double eviction next week. Don't forget to tell me what you want me to ask Kyle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Leave a comment. Yes.
Is there anything? I really need some better game-related questions, not just what happened, sir? What happened? And also, I don't want to ask him about Alyssa. It's just like,
oh, that's boring. That's so boring.
You know,
there's some game stuff you can come up with, I think, because I genuinely, before this week, I thought he had a chance to win.
Oh my God, he's on my draft. David, I have no one on my draft.
Oh my gosh.
This is it. I'm the first person to lose everybody.
Wow. That's unlike you, Sarah.
It is unlike me. I really thought I had the ringer in Kyle. I was like, he's taking me all the way.
Oh, man. But now it's me and Brittany. Me and Brittany to the end.
Yes, get it. Love it. It's going to be hard to beat Jess and her Michael points. Those are just amping up. All right, you guys. We will see you next time.
Okay, bye.